Hello everybody, welcome back to the Essential Owl. I'm here to cut one of the custom order cold process soaps that I made earlier today, just a few hours ago. Before I got started with unmolding and all of that stuff, I thought that I would show you guys this. So as you can see, this is the top of that blue soap that I made. It definitely turned gray. That's okay though. What I'm really wanting to point out is how dull the top of the soap looks. Because I see a lot of soapers get this dull top. It's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with this soap. But I know several people that would prefer the bar to be shinier, especially on the top where the pretty design is. And I wanted to share something that always works for me. Now, in this bottle, I've got 91% rubbing alcohol. And I just bought this at the dollar store. I know you can get higher percentages than this, but I definitely wouldn't go any lower than 91%. But this works wonders. It also helps with soda ash and things like that. So what I do, I've just got it in this little spritzer bottle. And all I do is spray the top of the soap like this. And it'll make that soap, now the soap is wet, obviously, but once that rubbing alcohol dries, it will leave a sheen on the top of the soap. There's no alcohol that stays on top of the soap. The rubbing alcohol completely evaporates, but it makes the bars less dull on top. So I just thought that I would share that. And it kind of brings colors out a little bit more, and it helps your swirl really shine through. It's a really great, easy, simple trick to bringing a little bit of life back into your soap. And again, this does work with most soda ash. If you have a lot, I recommend steaming them or running them under hot water or something like that. I wouldn't recommend using this rubbing alcohol trick if you have a lot of soda ash. But I just wanted to start with that. So now before I unmold the soap to cut it, I'm going to let it sit for just a few minutes and let that rubbing alcohol evaporate. And I will bring you all back and show you the top of the soap after all that rubbing alcohol is gone. Okay, so we're back. We're going to cut this soap now. Wanted to show you all the difference. It's not super duper shiny, but it's definitely more vibrant than it was when it was still in the mold before I sprayed it. And it definitely looks blue now instead of gray. So, I feel like that showcased that trick pretty well. If I want it to be really shiny, I could spray it again, or I could run it under some water. I don't generally do that. I won't do that this time, but that's just an idea for anyone who is wondering how to get a shinier or at least a more vibrant top, because that top will get a little bit dull just from air exposure. So let's get resituated here to cut this soap. And I will show you, I did get a pretty good swirl, or at least it looks like I'm going to have a pretty decent swirl. There's the dark black blue, and then the top, of course, and then all the sides. I really like it. I really especially like this side. I think it's really cool. I'm trying to get it in the camera here. What am I doing with my life? I don't know how to film. Okay, so got this lined up. Let's give it a cut. And my wire is nowhere near tight enough. There we go. Well, you guys just saw me fail hardcore. This wire cutter. I didn't tighten my wire up enough. Okay, so there's one side. And it did gel, as you can see, it partially gelled. And then there's the inside. And I'm getting these weird drag marks here because of not having my wire tight enough, so I'm going to fix that before the next cut. All right, let's move on to the next one. Much better. Oh, gracious. Okay, so there's the one side with the little bit of scuff marks on it. It looks like I am getting a little bit of these scuffies. I'm not really sure why. I don't know. We'll see. So there's one side. And then the other. I like the swirl. And then the top. One side, and the other, on top. One side and the other. I'm not really sure why this one is turning out this way. I hope I didn't mess my wire up just now. But maybe I did. I don't know. There's one side and the other. One side and the other. I really like this. The swirl did turn out a lot more black than I was intending, but I'm not mad about it. There's one side and the other. Still trying to figure out exactly how wide I need to make my bars to get all even bars. Because I measured and I've measured twice and I've measured again and again and again, and it just seems like I always end up with one decently thick end bar that's thicker than the rest, and it's really irritating because it's like no matter what I do. And then here's the final bar. Then there's the back. That's really cool. If I can figure out a way to get the inside of a soap to look like that, I would totally do it because that's really cool. So, that is it. This one was a little bit shorter, so sorry about that. It's not exactly super pretty. I'm not sure why I'm getting this weird drag pattern here. It might be because I hope I didn't mess my wire up just now. That would really suck. But at least I have a replacement. So, that is all that I have for you guys today. leave a comment. Tell me about your day. Tell me how you feel about this soap. And if you like these videos, subscribe so you don't miss any of my uploads. And I will see you all for the next video. Bye-bye.